around the state now excited with this news. Sports gambling soon could be legal. State lawmakers hammering out a deal in a special session, and proponents say that this will be a windfall for the state, bringing in millions of dollars in extra revenue. Or will it? CBS 12's Jay O'Brien joining us right now. This may not even get off the ground, we understand.
Yeah, there are some people pumping the brakes on this. Exactly right, Jim. Before we get into all of that, before we mention any of this, we want to show you the numbers as to how sports betting would impact the state, at least according to the lawmakers who are big proponents of it. They cite this number a lot, $500 million. That's the annual revenue that the state could see from this entire Seminole gambling deal. This is a large deal cut with the Seminole Tribe between the state of Florida that covers all of their gambling activities. Sports betting is only a small part of this, but it's one of the major parts that critics say could land the Seminole Tribe and the state in court.
$1 exacta box 146.
The Palm Beach Kennel Club preparing the place for sports betting.
Screens here, over there.
Under the newly approved deal, every sports bet would go from a place like this through servers owned by the Seminole Tribe placed on tribal lands. The tribe getting a cut of every sports wager in Florida, no matter where it's made, queuing up a serious legal battle. A federal law says all Native American gambling must happen on tribal lands. Critics say the servers processing these bets don't count. Then there's the Florida Constitution, which requires any gambling expansion be approved by voters. Anti-casino groups promising lawsuits on both fronts.
In this deal that will likely be struck down in part by courts, and what do we get from it? Not very much.
We're a higher court.
Attorney Tayson Gaines says plaintiffs could even ask a judge to temporarily stop sports betting before it gets off the ground, as their case weaves its way through the court system.
To ask the court to order a party to cease or to take on certain activities.
And certainly the Indian Game and Regulatory Act.
Meanwhile, even lawmakers in favor of this deal, like Republican Randy Fine, aren't sure sports betting will hold up in court.
Me personally, I don't think it's going to survive.
We spoke on his way back from Tallahassee.
The law is unclear, and I think there will be challenges. They can be challenged on both the federal level and the state level. If it does get thrown out, the voters of Florida can put an amendment on the ballot and get sports betting that way.
The state group No Casinos is already signaling that they will bring lawsuits against this deal soon, but proponents of it, including Governor DeSantis, point to the thousands of new jobs that could come into Florida and the estimated $1.5 million a day in added state revenue that this whole gambling deal would bring, and it would only slightly decrease that number if sports betting was struck down by the courts. Jim.
Jay, we've been talking about this for weeks now. It's unbelievable that all the time and energy put into this, and this thing could just go away. And it still has one more governmental hurdle.
Yeah, this deal is years in the making, and you're exactly right. There is one more governmental hurdle. It's got to go by the Department of the Interior. The Secretary of the Interior has got to approve this deal. And remember, it's not just about sports betting. This deal is every amount of gambling that the Seminole Tribe does, so there is a lot to go through.
All right, keep us posted.